Hello and welcome to Unprofessional Engineering. My name is James.
And you got Luke.
Luke, we're joined here, second day of Autodesk University 2019 live by Lynelle Cameron, VP of Sustainability, as well as CEO of the Autodesk Foundation.
That's right. I have two titles.
Very impressive.
I've said this to all of our executives. I feel like there's like this competition to get like the longer title. Like Lisa was on here the other day, this morning. And she's CTO and
CMO.
CMO.
And SVP.
And
Yes,
SVP.
right.
All kinds of stuff in there.
I love it. So before we get into the hard-hitting questions, we have a little bit of Autodesk Trivia to try and, get the nerves out of you here.
Okay.
And a little warning,
Bring it.
Andrew's done pretty well, Lisa's done pretty well, and we've actually had some of our product managers that have done real well. So no pressure.
I'll give it a go. I try not to waste brain space on trivia, but we'll see.
That's fair.
Well, this is Autodesk
That's
history.
my excuse, too.
So it's Autodesk
Yeah.
history.
All right, so who's considered to be the founder of Autodesk, along with roughly 17 of his closest friends?
Oh, boy. And they all jumped in the picture. John.
That's right,
Very
John
good.
Walker.
What was Autodesk's original name?
Oh, I don't know that.
Marin Software Partners.
Ooh.
Some of them
I did
get
not know
easier.
that, huh?
What were the
I know it was Sausalito, though.
Yes.
Yep.
I actually had another question in there that they made me clip out, but maybe we
Okay.
can talk about that offline. What were the project names of AutoCAD R9, 10, and 11?
I'll give you a hint. It
Yeah.
was Beatles albums. Just name any three that you might know.
Oh, really? You're going to do this to me? Oh, boy. Give me another one.
White Album, Abbey Road, and Let It Be.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
What company was acquired where the future CEO of Autodesk, Carl Bass, worked?
Oh, well, he spun off into Buzzsaw and then came back in. But before that
Yep.
was from Ithaca.
Very good. Ithaca Software.
The Ithaca software.
That
There you
counts,
go.
that counts.
All right, excellent.
What was the project name under which Autodesk Inventor launched back in 1999? Rubicon.
I was barely alive then.
Oh.
Rubicon, okay.
What is the most popular STEM or STEAM podcast run by Autodesk employees?
Unprofessional Engineering, it must
Very-
be.
very good.
Obviously.
Okay, excellent.
Very good,
Yes.
very good.
Okay, quick lightning round, all about acquisitions. Autodesk loves acquisitions. You ready?
All right.
All right. What building tech company was acquired in 2002? I know you were barely alive then.
Was that Revit?
It
Very
was.
good.
Okay.
What was acquired in 2006 that has an FBX file format?
Well, I was hoping you were going to ask me about Green Building Studio, which I think was 2007.
I can give you bonus points for that.
There you go. I don't know.
Alias.
Oh, Alias, 2006. Okay.
Often considered the greatest acquisition by
Not-
Autodesk.
No.
By some, what simulation product was acquired in December of 2008?
Was that Samir's?
It was Algor, Simulation
Oh,
Mechanical.
Okay.
It got a lot of great
I
talent
hope
that
you've
came
had
with it.
That's
some
where James
good-
came from, that acquisition.
Okay,
That's why it was the
excellent.
greatest of all time.
You're testing my knowledge here.
2011, a little sooner. What website and platform where users could share ideas
Oh,
and do
yes.
DIY projects?
Yes. The maker was with Samir leading that, and that was called
Instructables.
Instructables,
There we
of
go.
course.
We'll give you that. You look like you can do that.
I know that well, but
Last but not least, 2014 UK-based company for CAD CAM software. Big acquisition.
yes, that was
Tip of your tongue.
in England, in the small town in England,
It isn't, what, Birmingham?
Birmingham. Yes.
It
Delcam.
is
Delcam.
There.
Okay,
We'll
you
give
got to
that.
edit
We'll,
some of that
we'll
stuff
give that
out.
one to you.
Okay, so let's move on to some of our actual questions
All right,
here.
there we go.
So like we talked about, you have two different titles. What's that all
do.
about? And how do you split up the workload?
Well, I have two different titles, but I have one team.
Okay.
So I lead sustainability and foundation, and the mission for the team is the same, right? We are working with a whole range of different customers, helping them imagine, design, and make a better world. So my team is focused entirely on better world, on articulating what that means for us and for our customers, like we heard on main stage this week. But we do that with different kinds of customers. So with the sustainability team, we're really focused on some of our large named account customers who are pushing the envelope and really trying to use our technology to achieve sustainable outcomes. And then through the foundation, we're investing in small entrepreneurs and innovators who are doing the similar kind of work, but at a very different scale as entrepreneurs and startups.
Okay. So speaking of the foundation,
yeah,
why does a foundation's relatively new? I forget what year it started.
I should ask you some trivia.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's our show. So speaking of that, why does a company like Autodesk have a foundation? I mean, what's the mission statement if you had to give the elevator speech for why we have one?
So we are celebrating our 5-year anniversary.
Oh.
So we've been here for 5 years. And I will say that when I joined the company more than 10 years ago, I actually wanted to distance myself from philanthropy.
Okay.
Because the reason I came was to change how industries do design and making, and I didn't want that to be confused with philanthropy or
Gotcha.
charitable work. But fast forward, what I realized is that we have been a company with a foundation in the past and with a philanthropic program, but we've never aligned it with our core business.
It's always been separate.
It's always been separate. It's been focused on communities where we work. But now we're the first foundation actually to focus on design and engineering.
Okay.
So we actually use the foundation to invest in what we think are future market opportunities for Autodesk, right? So you could think of that as new geographies, places like Africa, where there's going to be 1 in 4 people on the planet. And as well as new technologies. So investing in low carbon cement, for example. Cement is a huge emitter of greenhouse gases, and the foundation will invest in technologies like that, which we hope will then become big market opportunities.
So I've been looking forward to speaking with you for multiple years now, mostly because I think sustainability and the foundation are really cool things where a lot of really cutting-edge technology also happens. Admittedly, I don't know as much about the foundation as I should, but you just explained kind of why it's important to our company. How is it important to our customers and our community out there for the foundation to exist?
Super important. So, when we talk about the impact at Autodesk, it's one company that makes hundreds of pieces of technology that's used by millions of people, impacting the lives of billions. So the kind of solutions that we invest in as a foundation are ones that are scalable and actually impact people's lives. So for those who heard Mainstage this week, Bill Change, Elizabeth Hauser.
That was a great presentation.
She was fantastic. She was one of our very first Autodesk Foundation customers.
Really?
And those are the kind of people that we work with. They're in remote parts of the world working on really, really tough challenges that directly impact people's lives and livelihoods.
Yeah.
I give the same kind of speech whenever I talk about someone who does a startup or has their own idea. Really impressive to me that not only do they have the nerves to go out on their own to do something like that, but then just to have the faith and just the personal makeup to be involved with something like that is just so impressive to me.
Well, it takes a lot of stamina,
I
think, to be in this work and their work, certainly. And you've got to have a big vision and push it up a hill. And I think the way that Autodesk partners with these organizations and individuals, we do give them money. So we either give them grant money or investments. So we have done a lot of impact investing. But really what these customers get from us is a deep partnership. So they're getting the technology, they're getting the training, they're getting access to all of AU and a lot of the different connections that they make with these other companies. And so that's the value of Autodesk partnership, more than the dollars.
So speaking of the impact, is there a specific industry or focus that the foundation has, whether it's infrastructure or clean water or housing perhaps? Is there any specific areas, or is it someone comes to you with an idea and if you like the idea, then you choose to support them?
Yeah, so yes, we do have 3 focus areas, but I'll say first, when we started the foundation, we really wanted our foundation portfolio to be representative of Autodesk customer segments. So we actually tried to have a mix of, and we still do, an AEC and D&M customers and a mix across the world as well. In recent years, we've really focused on 3 big opportunities that we think are relevant for Autodesk as a company.
Okay.
We heard about those on main stage. So the first one is materials and energy, and in particular, it's about low carbon technology, low carbon innovation. So we've got a lot of different customers that fit there. The second one is health and resilience. So we also talked about that here, but really thinking about how the decisions that designers and engineers make impacts people's lives and either makes them sick or healthy, right?
Gotcha.
If you think of the design of a building or a city or even a manufacturing process, a lot of what we're dealing with today is the consequence of past design decisions, right?
Gotcha.
So that's a second area, is health and resilience, and really trying to build resilient communities. And then the last area that we've really been investing in the last year is around work and prosperity. So in this era of automation, how can we, Autodesk, really support the transformation and the education and learning of the workforce to prepare for this era of automation? So lots of interesting people that are at the forefront of that transition and really helping workers thrive and prosper rather than be replaced by automation.
Gotcha.
So we've talked a lot about how, like at a high level, how Autodesk helps these companies with the software, the training, all of these things. How does that actually look at one of those companies? So if they're working to have serviceable water, clean water supplied, how does Autodesk tie into that other than, hey, here's some software, good luck? We have people on the street training them? Do we have people that go to those locations ever?
We have a whole customer success team that's really evaluating the needs of each of our customers and pairing them with the right services. But let me give you an example. So Build Health International, Jim Ansara, who's here at AU, he is actually a retired executive of a construction firm. So he's been in the field for decades. And he was asked to come help build a hospital in Haiti, several years ago. And it's now turned into a whole organization called Build Health International.
Okay.
Wow.
And they are now partnering with The Living, which is an acquisition that Autodesk made. Speaking of acquisitions, I don't know if it was technically, but they're part of the CTO office right now.
Okay.
And they're together working on some really innovative technology to improve health outcomes in places like Haiti. Now, Build Health International has also taken advantage of our pro bono programs. So we've got a whole program where employees can upload their profile, their skill sets, and then we pair them with organizations like Build Health. You guys should both get your profile up there.
Yeah, one of our coworkers, Aaron, went to Africa and was working
in Rwanda, probably.
Rwanda, that's where
yes,
it was.
Yeah. So we do also have these immersion projects where we take high-performing employees from the company, probably about 8 to 10 of them per project, and they go overseas to work in places like that.
Yeah, Aaron was talking about how rewarding that was, being able to work with these individuals and training them and teaching them.
Well, you get a whole new appreciation for the challenges
I'm
that
sure.
some of our customers face. But it's also about lending communication skills and marketing skills. And so you can sign up for pro bono and volunteer a couple hours a week. So we really try, we think our employees are some of our most valuable assets for these entrepreneurs and innovators, and so trying to make it easy for people to.
So let's move on to sustainability a little bit. And I know you said the foundation and sustainability are hand in hand, but specifically, like when I say sustainability, Autodesk is a software company. How does a software company influence sustainability?
Yeah, so we are a software company, so our own footprint is relatively small. We still are doing everything we can to lead by example. So we've made a commitment this week to be 100% carbon neutral. That's including all of our supply chain. We accomplish that through a price on carbon, which we're starting to implement as well. So that's great. But the impact is really through the customers, which I think is your question.
Yeah.
And so more and more of our customers, and I had some great meetings here this week with WSP, Royal BAM, they are out in front. So sustainability, this idea, WSP is about future ready. So they're thinking about how do we design buildings and infrastructure that are going to last 80 years from now, or be reconfigured into new buildings and new infrastructure. And this is really at the heart of sustainability, is helping our customers have access to data that helps them make better decisions about impact. So it's an exciting time, because I feel like we've been working to get to this point for a number of years, and now we've got the technology. We have more to go, more places to go there, but we've got a lot of technology that our customers are starting to use.
That's great.
So I have a two-part question for you. We're going to be, I think we only have one or two more after this.
Okay.
So first, how could someone, you've gotten into this, someone like Luke and I get involved with sustainability in the foundation? And kind of to branch off of that a little bit before the other half, I've been toying around with the idea of how could my team at Autodesk make more of an impact? Aside from doing the great work that they do here, but do you ever have like whole teams from Autodesk? I was toying around with the idea of doing like a Habitat for Humanity or something like that as part of a team meeting. Is there ever anything that happens like that?
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. So, the one-stop shop for employees is called the Employee Impact Hub. So on that hub, you'll find out all the opportunities to get involved volunteering, either personally or as a team or part of a trip, an immersion project. But we'll also have a lot of information there about how you can do sustainability in your job. And I just want to emphasize, a lot of people come and talk to me because they want to join my team, but we actually need everyone in their respective teams. So for employees who are in the product teams or working on Forge, we would love to partner more closely with you and help think about how do we build this into the technology. For people in sales and customer success, we have tools for you to help start a conversation with your customers. And certainly for customers, those are the people we want to work with.
And I guess that's the follow-up. How do customers really get involved? Do they reach out to you? Do they reach out to me? What's the best way for them to figure this out?
I think they reach out to their sales team and the people that they're interacting with and tell them what their unique challenges are from a sustainability perspective, and then we get pulled in as needed. What we're trying to do is actually equip our sales team and our customer success teams to have these conversations and to be able to support our customers, because we are a very small, tiny team, but more and more we have people that are able to connect the dots and help them find the technology that they need.
But like you mentioned, the idea of you have this small team, but once you make those connections into product management, into tech marketing and sales, your team becomes exponentially bigger.
Right.
Without you having to have 30 people on your team or 50 people. You have all those connections into all these different areas. So your footprint.
A team of 11,000 or so.
Yeah, that's
right.
awesome.
Give or take.
That's exactly what we need. But I think the other thing that's really important with customers, and certainly here at AU, is asking questions and finding out where our technology falls short. Because there's a lot of customers out here that we might be nudging forward, but plenty of them now are out in front.
Okay.
And it's up to us to really learn from them, find out how they need data in the future, how they are going to really utilize predictive analytics, because that's the work that we have ahead of us.
Yeah. So last question before we let you go. If you could look into your crystal ball, 4 or 5 years down the road, what does sustainability in the foundation at Autodesk look like?
We're gone. No, maybe not. Maybe not.
That wasn't
No,
the answer I was
seriously.
expecting.
Seriously,
No.
maybe not the foundation, but sustainability. I mean, the real goal is that when we are successful, we don't need a separate sustainability
It's a non-issue
team.
because
It's just part of how we do business. It's part
Gotcha.
of how products are developed and delivered. It's part of the sales team, etc. So I'm actually quite serious.
So you're working yourself out of a job?
Well, I
This is-
never
blows me
expected to
away.
be here this long, frankly. So yes, I think success, and my team, we talk about this. Success is that we don't even talk about sustainability at all. It becomes like quality. Of course we're doing and
Gotcha.
thinking like this. Now the foundation is a different situation because that's a separate 501c3, a separate entity that hopefully will continue to invest. But the idea for the foundation is that we do more and more impact investing, not necessarily just grant making. And
Gotcha.
so then it becomes a funding mechanism for itself, and we can make investments, they can become successful companies, and then we can keep that flywheel spinning.
That's great.
I think that was the most surprising answer that we've had thus far this week.
Of all the
That's
interviews.
amazing.
Yeah.
I won't be here.
I
So
love it.
hopefully
Right.
I won't be here.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all we have for today. I'm told you have some other important things that you have to be off to do, but I really appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Hopefully
pleasure.
we'll see you back at next year's Autodesk University.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
then.